Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special live session that we talk about OpenClaw, which is one of the wouldn't say most popular, but it's one of the popular AI agent tools in the market right now. Okay, before that, let me do a quick check. Can we just have a show of hand? I just type five. If you can hear me loud and clear and you can see my screen. Right now, you should be seeing a cute boy holding a cute man holding a lobster. So the reason why open claw is called we call it lobster lah, or a mini lobster is because thank you Ian. Hello. The reason why we call it lobster because the claw, and it started off with a name called Clawbot, and then obviously got a warning letter, received a warning letter from Claude, which is it was originally called Clawbot, right? Yeah, Clawbot. And then if you check it out, then I think in one of the definitions it says that that they got it names inspired by the word Claude, and then the other Claude, the famous Claude, the AI model Claude.ai wasn't too happy with it. We'll just chat for a cool 2 to 3 minutes and just wait for more people to join, and then we'll start. And see, this cloud AI is down for quite a while already. Yeah, see, it's experiencing some service disruption. Okay, so anyway, so this cloud wasn't too happy, and they sent a notice, lah, a warning letter, lah, and then they changed the name to Modbot. And then they changed the name to Modbot. Then the Twitter handler, everything got hijacked by some hackers, and then finally they changed the name to OpenClaw. So that's a bit of backstory. The whole incident, right? The whole timeline of everything that I just mentioned happened within 3 to 5 days, something definitely within a week. Okay, and then another thing is some fun facts about OpenClaw, right? So OpenClaw, as the names tell you, is an open source project. So you can just go to GitHub and look for OpenClaw, and you can find everything here, documentation, installation guide. I'll walk you through a little bit. I won't show you the step by step there, because if you want to know more about the step by step things, how to set things out, specific skills, all those, you can join our upcoming workshop, ai.delete.io/openclaw hyphen en. So en is the English version, and then ch is the Chinese version. But tonight it's just to give you some introduction about what is OpenClaw, what are your installation options, how do I use it to boost my productivity, etc. Okay, and then if you look at the number of stars, right? Whenever we look at the GitHub projects, we usually look at the popularity. Fork is how many times this repository is forked by another person. That means they fork it and then they use it, and like make a copy, photo state like that, and use it for your own use. And star simply means that people who start the project. Okay, and is currently having 246.2 thousand stars. Maybe you're thinking, like, if you're used to big numbers, big YouTubers like or subscription, you'll be like, okay, yeah, 200,000, that seems normal. But just to put things into perspective, if you go to GitHub and then Linux, right? So in case you don't know what's Linux, Linux is the most popular server-grade operating system in the world. If you take into account of Android, all this thing, Linux definitely the most popular operating system in the world. But if we just talk about machines and all those, we don't take into account of the, let's say, wearable devices, your mobile phones, all this, right? I would say 70% of the world servers are powered by Linux, and it only has 220,000 stars. Yeah, interesting fun fact. And if you don't know what is Linux, right, is the top three operating system: Windows, Mac, and Linux. And some people call it Linux. And Linux is the operating system that powers, I would say, I'm pretty sure almost all of the karaoke systems in Malaysia, whether you're buying those home entertainment systems that comes with the touch screens, or you go to a karaoke like My Way, Redbox, or those, they're all the song picking system or whatever you call it, right? The song system is powered by Linux OS. Okay, so that's a bit of introduction about what is OpenClaw. So as 9:05, let's go to the main topic of tonight. So OpenClaw is actually an AI agent that the name says the AI agent that actually does things. So if you go to openclaw.ai, you can take a look at it. Now there are a few options that you can install. So if you're using Windows, you're using Mac, right? If you're using Mac OS or those, you can just type this command. Okay, if you use Windows, then you have a couple options. You need to know how to use PowerShell, or you need to know how to use command prompt. And your command prompt must have the curl command installed. Some of the Windows, it doesn't come with curl. And if you are using Windows, you can also use CMDR, which is a console emulator. So why do I say that this one is important? Now, once again, you do not need to have programming language in order to use OpenClaw, but you do need to have certain level of technical exposure. So for example, you need to know what is terminal, right? Every time when you want to run your OpenClaw, you need a terminal. Yeah. Okay, so you go to OpenClaw, then it will show you the things, and when this thing shows up, that means your OpenClaw is installed successfully, right? And if you want to know how to install it, if you're running a Mac, or you have used npm Node.js before, or you run a Hackable, if you use a Mac, you can just download it directly. There's no issue. And then if you just use any of the command prompt terminal, then you need to use this one-liner command. So at the very beginning, you already need to know how to use this screen. This is called a command prompt terminal, and you have different version of it. Mac does come with a terminal by default, but it's not so friendly unless you make some changes, or if not, you can download Item Tool or Ghosty. Later on, you'll know why, because all your commands needs to be controlled from here. Okay, so that's step one. And you have two options. You either install on your local machine. Now the risk of installing OpenClaw on your local machine is that you are giving OpenClaw certain access to your hard drive, to everything on your computer. Okay, so some people, if they did not use it properly, you might either accidentally expose some data on your own machine, or you might end up accidentally delete something. Some funny things will happen, especially when you are not familiar. I'm not saying I'm daring or what lah, but yeah, I install on my local machine, and I only give access when it's needed. So far so good. Okay, all right, that's number one thing that you need to know if you are installing locally. If not, you can subscribe to some OpenClaw services which they run online. Okay, so for example, you can subscribe to Alligator Plan. This one, Alligator Plan on Kimi. Kimi is one of the top, I would say, open source models. Okay, you have Kimi, you have Minimax, you have Quen, you have DeepSeek. So these are very popular open source models from China. So it does come with a Kimi claw if you use the Alligator plan. I must say, right, Chinese people, not just Malaysian Chinese like Chinese people, they are really good at that. Okay, and once you have done it, right, you just basically just press click and install, and then they'll tell you what to do. Right, they'll tell you what to do, and if you want to make some changes to it, you need to go to the terminal. So same thing, it's like what I've done earlier, and this is a very, I would say, standardized terminal prompt lah. Yeah, and you can see some of the Chinese word here, like ding talk, all these things. Yeah, okay. Then again, you see the same thing, and you need to check the version. OpenClaw versions evolve very fast. Like uh, at certain point of time, I think they released two versions in one day, two minor versions, of course. If not, almost it's like every 2 to 3 days you will see some new updates. Okay, so if you don't want to install locally because either it's your company computer, I don't recommend anybody use OpenClaw as their in their enterprise, because there are a lot of things need to be fixed and you need to be quite familiar in order to know what to do. And if you are a newbie, you can choose Kimi. Minimax also comes with their plan lah. Minimax also. Oh yeah, so Minimax, Kimi, these are the AI tools that I like. Okay, so and another way to install it is, if you have read somewhere online, right, they will say ask you to use some VPS, virtual private server. So I'm using Hostinger. I have a couple of uh, OpenClaw running, a couple of OpenClaw instances. So I have one running on Hostinger. Hostinger has a native Docker installation that allow you to deploy OpenClaw directly. So all you have to do is to sign up for their VPS plan, OpenClaw plan Hostinger. All right, so yeah, they have this one-click hosting, $37.99 per month. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to justify whether or not you want to spend $37 or $50 on your OpenClaw plan. Okay, all I'm trying to tell you, or the perspective I'm giving you, is depends on how much time and money you can save from using this, because this is not so much on income generation tool. I don't see that, but it's a time saving tool. So if you think that you have a lot of things that you don't like to do and you would like to save your time, then to me, 37 ringgit is a no-brainer. It's just one ringgit per day. Okay, 1.2, 1.3 ringgit per day. Even if I need to pay like 20, 30 ringgit, let's say US dollar times 5, right, I still think it's very worth it. Okay, so once you sign up for the plan, it will give you a VPS. It's like a virtual server, virtual computers running on the internet, running in the US server farm. Okay, and then you will get an IP address and status running, and if you see this cute little thing here, right, it's a whale with some cargoes on top of it. That is what we call Docker. You don't need to know what is Docker. It's basically just a container to help you to contain the software or the tools that package it up. All right, and it will show you memory usage, disk usage, bandwidth usage. It's very low. It consumes very, very little resources. All the things that it does or it needs, it will contact another cloud server. Right, so you can just click on manage. And once you're inside, right, in the manage screen here, it will show you your Docker is running, and then you can see OpenClaw, gateway token, Docker manager, all those things, right? And if you click Docker manager, that will show you how many of your Dockers are running. Okay, and then ding ding, your best friend terminal is here. So whenever you want to use OpenClaw, right, the first thing that you need to know is, where do I go and find my terminal? Because you really need to do that. Okay, so if you see this, right, it shows you that your OpenClaw is not found. Then you need to find a way to go into your Docker, because it's not running directly on the terminal itself. It's running on Docker. Okay, so you need to do Docker execution. IT means in interactive mode, and that is the name of your Docker instance, and then you put bash. Now, I believe that most of you who are here, right, are not as hardcore techie guy as we are, yeah. That means when I say hardcore, it doesn't mean that we're really smart or whatever it is. It just means that we are very used to desktop that runs on the terminal prompt, because that's our day job. So we are quite familiar with. A good analogy would be driving a manual car versus driving an automatic car. Now, people who drive a manual car, it's just because they can drive. It doesn't really mean that they understand the mechanisms or the working theory of a car, right? It's just that they know that. And if you rewind the time back to 20, 30 years ago, everybody knows how to drive a manual car, and everybody knows how to use DOS 20, 30 years ago. It's exactly the same, right? But fast forward 30 years later, and now most of the people, they either never never drove a manual car before, or it's like they did, but they slowly forgot the skills lah. Okay, so the good thing is all these commands can be found online. Yeah, it is very well documented. All right, so once you enter the Docker, and you should be able to run OpenClaw. Okay, yeah, this means that OpenClaw is running. Now, where do you find all your OpenClaw documentations, right? You can find it here, and it shows you the documentations, what are the commands. So most of it comes with this copy icon. So I can just copy and then go back to my terminal. Yeah, sorry if you are not used to this, but if you really want to be good at using OpenClaw, that's what you need lah. Just some typing only. It's just because we don't have icons, right? And then after that, this is your terminal, and you can also connect it via a dashboard. Okay, so the good news is you still have a dashboard. Don't worry. All right, so you just click on OpenClaw, and you'll ask you to put a gateway token. So gateway token is special code to prevent unauthorized people from accessing your OpenClaw. Okay, so you can get your gateway token here, copy, and then come back and paste it. Yeah. Tonight I won't cover the step-by-step installation guide, but I'll cover the installation options and also how do you install it, get it up and running. And once you are in, this is the screen. So the dashboard. In order not to make you feel so uncomfortable, I switch it back to light mode. Okay, most of the IT guys, tech guys, that we use it in dark mode because we are looking at the screen for a very long time, so we just don't want to hurt our eyes so much. And on your left hand side, these are all the options that you have. You have overview. It shows you what are the URL. The channels is what are the channels you are linked. Okay, so if you want to link to Telegram, all you have to do is go to Telegram and look for this guy called Botfather. And under Botfather here, you can create a new chatbot. You can create a new chatbot. So once you have created a new chatbot, then I can say I'll start a new session. Okay, hello there. And it will talk to my OpenClaw here. You can also talk to your OpenClaw here. See, hello there. Hey, what do you want to do tonight? And it will also go in here. Okay, and then you can use different language also. Satu cerita tentang IT guy yang malas. Okay lah. This part is like how you use AI, how you normally use AI. Okay, so this is sync, and if you run it in this chat, then everything is here. So, and then the second thing I would like to show you is how to generate image. Okay, this part is very standard lah. It became an interface between you and OpenAI, but the good thing is you can switch to different models. Okay, now let's come back here. I say, help me to generate an let's say, right, one of the stupid things. Okay. I shouldn't say stupid thing. One of the funny things that I always do is I set up a job, right, a scheduled task, and send AI generated good morning pictures to people. Okay, help me to generate a good morning picture. featuring Chinese painting style, the 15th day of New Year, something like that lah. Okay, then you tell you lah. These are the prompts, and there's another prompt. Now there are many different models for you to choose from. You can, okay, let me continue this one first. Let's say what rice paper, 宣纸, all those. Okay lah, I'll just take option B. Then you go and do his job lah. Okay, help me to generate the image using Nano Banana 2. Okay. So this is what I call it the agentic AI lah. Okay. Then you ask a lot of questions lah. I would say WhatsApp. See, sometimes it become very verbose. Okay. Then it will tell you whether it can do it or not, and then sometimes, okay, when this happens, it means that you do not have the right API key. So there are few ways for you to get an API key. If you want to use a Google API key, right, then you can go to aistudio.google.com. Okay, aistudio.google.com, and then you use the get API key here, and then you create a new API key. I wouldn't show you the whole thing, but I'll show you how it works, right? In my previous one. Okay, so yeah, I just need to, all I have to do is I provide a Gemini API key, and then I say draw a KLCC good morning picture using the Nano Banana tool. This is what I get, and then we can use it to send. And then if you want to use other models like Anthropic, this one is down. That's why it's not working properly. Okay, Anthropic is down. Please share my Hostinger referral code. Okay, what do I have a Hostinger? But if you don't get the credits, then no point. Let me see. Okay, yeah. All right. So you use my key to get 20% off. Yeah. Okay, sure. Go ahead. I don't want to make money from the referral. Okay, but if you give us a discount, then okay, sure. By all means, go ahead. All right. Where were I? Oh yeah. So generate image, right? And then yeah, this one is Claude. You can get it from their API key platform also, and then you go to platforms.openai.com and you can create API key. Now you need to be quite familiar with creating API keys, because all the third-party services that you want to integrate or you want to pull into your OpenClaw requires API key. API stands for Application Programming Interface. That means it's an interface for system to talk to each other through an adapter, and then they exchange data using a file format called JSON. All right. So next thing I would like to show you how to create a custom skills. This one is very fun. So for example, right, a lot of my clients or students, they need to check a website like goldprice.org. Okay, so help me to read goldprice.org and find out the price of gold and silver. So this OpenClaw, your lobster, right, will go and read goldprice.org and then find out the price of gold and silver here. Okay, so let it do the job. And if you have any question, feel free to type in the chat panel. Yeah, I'll definitely answer them. And while it's working, see, it comes up and read already. So go 5406.595. Okay, I make a split screen, make it easier for you to read. It changes a little bit, and then 94.4170. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it reads from the site, and then it tells you the result. Okay, and what if I want to turn this into a skills, right? So you can say turn this into a skill called check gold and silver price. Okay, what it will do is it will create a markdown file called skill. Okay, then skill is it's a markdown file that you describe what you want to do. Okay, so it says use this skills call whenever you ask me check gold and silver price. What I will do is fetch live spot prices from here. Okay, so what I will do is check gold and silver price, please. If you are familiar with all this AI terminology, this is actually the skills MD. A little bit like MCP, but not so much. This is to define the skills. Okay, so on the left hand side is the format of the skills. So now I've shown you the third thing, which is to create a custom skill. So every time that you call the skills, you go to the website and then report. So if you want to make it a habit, a regular task that automatically execute every morning, so you just say run this task every morning 8 o'clock. Can you can see all these are all my bingo. Bingo is another one that we are currently in beta, which we designed for enterprise use. So if you want to use enterprise version to link it to a SQL and run the whole system in-house on-prem, you can contact us as well, right? We do provide that service and implementation. Yeah, so but you can consider it as an enterprise version of OpenClaw. Yeah, and you start to go and set up the schedule, the jobs, and tell you. And this is using a technique called cron job. You don't have to memorize any of this. All you have to do is to know how to talk to your Lobster chatbot. I'm showing this to you just because I want to show you and give you some basic ideas. I have also linked it to WhatsApp if you've seen it earlier. So to link it to WhatsApp, right? I think it's agents. No. Channels. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this dashboard. Okay, so under this channel here, you can go to link with WhatsApp, and then it will show you that's your very first time, it will show you the QR code. So when you click QR, you need to click the link device on your WhatsApp, and then you scan the QR code. Again, gender reminder. I'm not too gender lah. Yeah, it's a disclaimer. If you want to use this, right, it's better to use on a fresh WhatsApp number. I'm risking it using our company number, but we have quite a few numbers also. So you just need to use this number and link it, and you will work as per normal. It's not using any WhatsApp business account API or whatever. It's basically using the third-party service. But not sure if Meta is actually quite petty in a sense. So if you get caught, they might disable your WhatsApp number. So just be careful, or better still, just get a new number. All right. And then when let's go back to our Telegram. Yeah. Okay. Then it will tell you what you need to do. You can also do this. And say, can you execute it for me? All right, so let it does its job. Okay, and then the next one is to read external site. So that is the Go or goprice.org. I would say I tried to execute it from here, but gateway refused this command with pairing required. So I can't create a cron job until it is pair. All right. So I will say OpenClaw device list. So whenever you hit with this problem, right, don't be panicked. All it does is asking you to go back to the command prompt and do something. So this is your command prompt. Okay, so it tells you that it pairs with this device, and then yeah, so you need to approve the request ID. This thing is designed by a tech guy lah, so just bear with it a little bit that you need to do all this, but don't get turned off by this, and you know the belittled by this sort of challenges. It's something that's very simple, very straightforward. I wouldn't say it's simple. It's just something that's not so normal, and you wouldn't see it every day. Okay, but you can also use this chat as your standard chats lah. So let's say, right, I go to here. Okay, then I copy my image, I paste it here. Okay, once I've approved the request, that means it's paired with my Telegram, and it's done pairing, and also daily cron job is created. So how did we use this in our organization, in Lead or other companies that I'm involved, right? We link it with other things. So for example, we link it with advertisement. Okay, so every morning it will tell us how does our ads perform, and we also link it to our Notion, which we have our own sales pipeline CRM running there. So every time when there's a new entry entered into the sales pipeline, it will notify us, and then it will tell us that, okay, what is the current status, how many of them requires follow up, and so on and so forth. Okay, so like I said, some of the thing it will tell you that you need to have pairing. Then okay, they'll give you the good news is they'll always give you the command to copy paste lah, so you don't have to worry. All right, so that is read external sites. Okay, there's another thing, right? Last one. I think that will be my last demo. So let's try if it can read a PDF or not. So I'm going to drag my statement, okay, from Hong Leong Bank, currently doing account closing, and then you just drop a file for it to read. Okay, and then you can now query the PDF file, like I say here. You can massage the PDF, and you can also ask question. For example, you can ask it to summarize the deposits and then extract all transactions into Excel. So what I did is I separate the income and expenses, and then debit credit lah, and also I ask it to categorize the spending, whether is it income, like what sort of income, did I receive some payments, did I receive some client projects payment, or did I actually spend it on something else's, like groceries, petrol, etc. And it can also help you to highlight some suspicious duplicate items, or sometimes guys like us, we hardly check credit cards. So if you can ask it to check your credit card bills and look for duplicate items, the money that happened on the same day go to the same places. Or I have heard some people say that when you go and pump petrol, right, they actually retain your 200 ringgit, and then sometimes they tahan the money, they not give you back, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so these are some of the things that you can do with OpenClaw. So in a nutshell, basically anything that you can think of, any sort of repetitive, mundane, boring jobs, you can delegate to OpenClaw chatbot to help you to do. It's not a chatbot, sorry. OpenClaw lah. Basically, is your personal AI assistant. Okay, so if you are interested to join with a more in-depth discussion, that means how to set up, how to connect to local model, because right now I'm showing you how to connect to the cloud model, right? And if you want to know how to connect to a local model, and also you want to know how I actually set up all those things step by step, how it works, and also you have some questions. And oh yeah, security concern, yes. So security is if you want to use it for personal uh, assisting, by all means go ahead. But just make sure that you don't give them too much rights. For example, a calendar, Gmail, all those, you just give them some read access. You don't have to ask it to write to it. If you want to ask it to help you to send email, right? Again, same thing, my suggestions. Sign up for the new Gmail account, okay? Anything that you want, you don't want to do, right? You forward to the new Gmail account, and OpenClaw will take care of you from there. I think that is a more elegant ways of doing that. That means you have one that's your own personal email, and then one is strictly for OpenClaw. Yeah, so we have been using this for quite some times. We practice it ourselves, and yeah, we definitely benefited a lot from there and enjoy using it. Like I say, as a start, there will be some not really hiccups, but there will be some some steps that are required for you to set things up. You need to be familiar. But once you are familiar with it, and I start from zero. Yeah, we build our own agentic stuff. I have some AI background. That's a plus point. But in terms of using that to handle, manage my own personal things or run errands for me, it does take me sometimes to rethink the workflow and also break things down into bite-sized, chewable bite-sized tasks or pieces, pass it to OpenClaw so that it can execute and let me know whether it has executed successfully and continue to do things and so on and so forth. All right, so if you are interested to know more and then start to implement all those things to help you, gain back the time that you have lost to all the boring tasks, yeah, go ahead. This is to sign up, and we're currently doing early bird or launch promo. The original price is 228 ringgit, and now it's only 178 ringgit. Both need to add GST plus GST. Okay, and so just to do a quick recap, after this live, right, if you want to try, you can use my promo code up there. You can use my referral code here. Okay, I'll paste it again. You can use my referral code, or you can sign up for Kimi, and once you are in the Arigato Arigato plan. Okay, show the price of Arigato plan. Not cheap, 39 US dollar per month. Yeah, compared to 39 ringgit per month, right? Then, or you can, of course, get a new machine and then run it. Now, I'm sure that you heard of the news that Mac Mini is quite popular nowadays. Yeah, this thing is Mac Mini. It was tied to the screen. Okay, so it's about the size of my face. All right, it's actually, my face is bigger. You can go get the minimal version, but if you're not in a hurry, right, I would suggest you wait for Apple new release lah. They are doing some launch this month. Like, traditionally, they will have a launch every March. Yeah, so if you're not in a hurry, do wait for a little bit, but you can start playing with the cloud version to give it a try. Okay, so I think that's about it. If you want to join the OpenClaw workshop, is 11 March. Today is 2nd, so 9 more days. Yeah, all right, Wednesday, and then 8 to 10 p.m. It's an online class, so yeah, it's not a physical class. You can join anywhere. All right, this is the URL. Okay, all right, so thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good and productive week ahead, and yeah, go ahead and try OpenClaw. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on my Facebook or LinkedIn. You know how to find me, or come back here, leave a comment in the video. I'll do my best to help you to answer it too as well. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening, good night, sweet dreams, and bye for now.